The enigmatic revelations attributed to Padre Pio, one of the most revered saints of the Catholic Church, continue to echo with a depth that transcends time, capturing the attention of millions of faithful and curious worldwide. Shortly before his departure from this plane, his last words and the silence that followed revealed a vision so impactful that it plunged him into a state of introspection rarely seen in a man of his spiritual stature. It was not the physical pains of his stigmata, which he bore for 5 decades as a living testament to his union with the suffering of Christ, that caused his tears in the final months, but rather a revelation of overwhelming magnitude, which defies human comprehension. Padre Pio, known for his extraordinary gifts, such as the reading of souls by location and the premonition of future events, left a legacy of miracles and unwavering devotion, becoming a beacon of spiritual guidance for many. This content explores the 3 prophecies he shared in his final moments, and how they connect with the challenges and transformations the world faces today, offering a unique perspective for those seeking to understand the signs of the times and strengthen their faith. Hours before his passing, Padre Pio entrusted 3 distinct revelations to individuals of his closest confidence: a priest, a doctor, and a spiritual daughter. These figures, united by unwavering loyalty and profound respect for the saint, guarded these secrets for years, aware of the magnitude of what had been revealed to them. Decades have passed, and today, these prophecies gain an even deeper resonance, as global events seem to mirror the words of the Capuchin friar. The first prophecy, which addresses an unprecedented crisis in the Church, a period of intense turbulence and division, will serve as a decisive test for the faith of the devotees. The second, in turn, points to drastic transformations in the world scenario, with natural and social catastrophes that will shake the structures of society as we know it. The third, and perhaps the most impactful, envisions a future of hope and redemption, but which will only manifest after a period of great suffering and purification. For many, these predictions are not mere conjectures, but a divine warning, transmitted by a man who dedicated his existence to the service of God and humanity. Padre Pio was not just a mystic. He was a messenger whose words continue to resonate as an urgent call to reflection, prayer, and preparation for the times to come. In a world increasingly immersed in unprecedented crises, Padre Pio's prophecies acquire a new and intriguing meaning, awakening the curiosity and faith of those who seek to understand divine designs. His tears, his eloquent silence, and his last words constitute a legacy that challenges humanity to look beyond the tangible, to seek truth amidst the chaos that manifests. Let us return to San Giovanni, in the year 1968, where the venerable Padre Pio lived his last days. After half a century bearing the stigmata of Christ, wounds that bled on his hands, feet, and side, an extraordinary phenomenon began to manifest. The wounds that connected him so deeply to the suffering of Jesus began a healing process, an unequivocal sign that his earthly mission was about to be completed. It was during this period that he shared 3 prophecies of profound relevance, each carrying a spiritual message and a warning for the future of humanity. The first of these prophecies was revealed to the renowned Vatican expert and exorcist, Father Gabriel Amorth. Padre Pio envisioned a time when churches would be full, but not out of genuine and ardent faith. He described a paradoxical reality where many would attend services not to seek God, but to hide, while the outside world would be a stage for incessant wars and conflicts. A shocking contradiction would unfold. Golden crosses would gleam on altars, while the hearts of the faithful would be immersed in darkness. The distinctive sign of this prophecy, according to Padre Pio, would be the growing doubt regarding the real presence of Christ in the Eucharist. Today, observing studies that point to an alarming decline in the belief in transubstantiation, the unsettling similarity between this prediction and the reality unfolding before our eyes becomes undeniable, inviting a deep reflection on the true essence of contemporary faith. The second prophecy was entrusted to a doctor he fully trusted. Padre Pio predicted a period of darkness that would last for 3 days, but which would not be merely a physical phenomenon. It was a spiritual darkness, a time when people would seek refuge in their homes, but would not find true peace. He instructed the faithful to keep candles and holy water ready, as these would be the only means of light and protection during these terrifying days. Anyone who dared to open the windows to observe what was happening outside would expose themselves to irreversible danger. The sign of this prophecy would be a year marked by unusual natural disasters, followed by a winter in which unexpected flowers would bloom. When we consider the extreme climatic events and strange environmental changes we are currently witnessing, it is difficult not to draw a parallel between these predictions and our reality, which leads us to question the depth of our connection with the natural and spiritual world. The third and most feared prophecy was shared with his spiritual daughter, Lucia Montana. Padre Pio called this vision the Great Warning. He predicted a time when science, in its incessant search for answers, would claim to possess all knowledge, ignoring, however, the most crucial question: the true meaning of life and salvation. While humanity would celebrate technological advances that promised eternal life, millions of souls would be lost amidst this illusion. The sign of this prophecy would be the emergence of beings created without female involvement and robots indistinguishable from humans. Today, in the face of advances in gene editing, artificial wombs, and increasingly sophisticated artificial intelligence, these words acquire a disturbing meaning, forcing us to confront the ethical and spiritual implications of our progress. Padre Pio's prophecies, however, are not limited to gloomy predictions. They carry with them a vehement call to reflection and conversion. He warned about the dangers of superficial faith, human arrogance, and alienation from the divine. As the world moves towards an uncertain future, his words remind us of the urgency of a reconnection with the sacred, a return to the roots of our existence. Padre Pio was not just a mystic. He was a prophet who possessed the ability to see beyond the visible. His prophecies continue to echo as a warning to humanity, inviting us to deep introspection and the search for light amidst the darkness that sometimes surrounds us. In an increasingly chaotic global scenario, his words emerge as a beacon of hope and an urgent call to spiritual preparation. Padre Pio bequeathed to us not only prophecies that outline moments of trial and challenge, but also clear guidelines on how to spiritually prepare to face them. His intention was not to instill fear or despair, but rather to inspire action founded on faith and service out of love. His recommendations constitute an invaluable guide for those who aspire to remain firm amidst the turbulence of the times. Firstly, Padre Pio emphatically stressed the vital importance of the sacraments, with special emphasis on confession and the Eucharist. For him, these sacraments represented inexhaustible sources of grace, capable of strengthening the soul and enabling us to face adversities with courage and serenity. Confession, in particular, frees us from the burden of sin and reconciles us with the divine, while the Eucharist spiritually brings us closer, establishing a deeper connection with Christ. He considered them essential pillars for an authentic life of faith. Secondly, he fervently recommended the daily practice of the Rosary, a prayer he affectionately called a spiritual weapon. For Padre Pio, the Rosary transcended mere devotion. It was a powerful tool, capable of illuminating even the densest darkness. Through this contemplative prayer, the faithful can find a refuge of peace, protection, and guidance, especially in periods of uncertainty and tribulation. He firmly believed that meditation on the mysteries of the life of Christ and Mary opened hearts to the reception of divine grace, strengthening the soul and deepening the connection with the transcendent. Thirdly, Padre Pio advised unconditional dedication to the Sacred Heart of Jesus and the Immaculate Heart of Mary. He envisioned these two hearts as safe sanctuaries, refuges for believers, capable of guiding and protecting amidst the storms of life. Just as the pillar of fire guided the people of Israel through the desert, these sacred hearts would be beacons of light and hope for those who sought their intercession and solace. Additionally, he recommended the presence of holy water, blessed candles, and a crucifix in homes. These objects, far from being mere amulets or superstitions, should be understood as instruments of faith that remind us of God's constant presence and unwavering power in our lives. Holy water, for example, is a sacramental that purifies us and protects us from harmful influences, while the crucifix reminds us of Christ's redemptive sacrifice and his infinite love for humanity. However, Padre Pio always warned that our actions should not be motivated by fear, but by love, frequently quoting the biblical passage that states that perfect love casts out all fear, 1 John 4 verse 18. For him, the purpose of prophecies was not to spread terror, but to open hearts to divine mercy and justice. He envisioned a future marked by trials, but also by a great mass conversion, in which the truth and grace of God would triumph over darkness. Today, analyzing the news and the dizzying technological advance, the disturbing similarity between Padre Pio's predictions and our reality is undeniable. Nevertheless, his messages carry with them a profound and unwavering hope. He prophesied that, after the times of darkness, the light of Christ would shine even more intensely, revealing divine omnipotence and mercy. Therefore, Padre Pio invites us to active prayer, constant vigilance, and the sharing of the message of hope with those who are confused or distant from faith. He encourages us to receive the sacraments frequently, to pray the rosary as a family, and to keep the flame of faith alive through devotional exercises. Above all, he reminds us that prophecies are not a condemnation, but a call to action, imbued with love and unwavering trust in God. Padre Pio left us a legacy of dedication, service, and hope. He taught us that, even in the darkest scenarios, divine power prevails, and therefore there is no reason for despair. With courage, faith, and hope, we can face challenges head-on, aware that the light of Christ will shine intensely amidst the darkness. Prophecy, in its essence, is not just an announcement of catastrophe, but also of renewal and the ultimate triumph of good. May we follow his example and fully trust in God's mercy. Thank you for watching this video. Leave your like and subscribe to the Living Hope channel on YouTube. Activate notifications by clicking on the bell to receive other publications.